So hello everyone in my third Java tutorial, and today I'm gonna talk about variables. Variables is a little bit is a big topic actually. So I'm gonna divide this session into two. So first of all, to declare a variable, you need to put the type of the variable, then the name of the variable. So let's say I want to declare a variable called x as a number. So numbers in Java is called int, and then you put x. So right now this is the name of the variable, and this is the type of the variable. Int means integer. There are so many types of uh, primitive variables, and the reason behind this that we have so many, not only int, that we have many of them, is because memory efficiency. So let's say, for example, let me give you another type. So we have int. Int can only hold a whole number or a number as itself without any decimal places. So 5 or -5. However, because as I said, the memory in the computer is limited, so int can only hold until 32-bit. And to know the maximum number of this 32-bit, it's 2 to the power of 32. But it's divided into two. One of them is positive and the other is negative. We can type integer dot max value. So right now this program will print the maximum value that we can put in an integer. So this is the maximum value that I can hold in an integer. So if I want to assign x to a number, let's say 5, and then we don't need this bit, we only need to copy this number. Okay, so right now let's print x, and it should print 5. Okay, the maximum and the minimum number, the maximum number that I showed you before, if I put the maximum number, this is the maximum number that int can hold, plus 1, and then you run it, as you can see that it changed the sign to negative. It's because, as I said, the memory is limited to 32-bit. So after this number, it will just go back to the negative. So this is why it's important to have more than one type of variables. So in Java there are so many. So we have, for example, short, and we have byte, and we have long. And all of these are whole numbers without any decimal places. The only difference between them is how much they can hold. So a byte can only hold until 128 and -128, between these two. If you get 127, not 128, 127 to -128. So if you got 128, you cannot store it in a byte. And similarly, in short, there is a, if you want to see the maximum of a short, then you should type short maximum value or minimum value. So every one of them, you can find the maximum and the minimum by this type. Okay, so this is about integer. Okay, or this is about whole numbers without any decimal places. If I want to have decimal places, then I have only two types: float f and double b. Okay, and then we have another type, which is boolean. Boolean can only hold true or false. So boolean is not a big deal. It's only true or false is only 1 bit. But over here if you see, the integer can only hold 32 bits, so this is why the maximum number was the minimum number is this one, and the maximum is the positive of this one, but it's 7. Short can only hold 16 bit, byte 8 bit, long 64 bit. So if you have number that is smaller than this number, then you can store it in a long, but you cannot store it in an integer. Float is 32 bit and a double is 64 bit. Boolean is just Boolean. True or false is 1 bit. So as I said, that this is very important just to know that there are so many types of variables that you can have to declare it. But if you declare any type and you want to assign it to a value, there are so many ways. One of them is to assign it as soon as it's declared. So int x equal 5. So right now we declare it and then we assign it to be equal to 5. However, there is another method, which is after we finish or after we declare it, we can assign it in another line. Be careful that sometimes we cannot add numbers with different types. So if you have two variables and two variables are integer, then I can add them together. But if one of them is integer and the other one is double, or vice versa, then you need to be careful, because sometimes you might need to change the type of the variable. But I'm just going to give you another example later. So right now, basically, this is the most important thing in variables, and see you later.